Hello, and welcome to Pacific Northwest Crafter, Flosstube episode number 18. My name is Crystal, and this is my channel where I talk about what I've been cross-stitching for the last couple of weeks, as well as occasionally some other crafts I've been working on. So it's been 2 weeks since last episode, and almost 1 year since I first posted it on YouTube. It's crazy to think a year has gone by since I started filling floss tubes. I think I've kind of gotten into the groove of it. Every 2 weeks is a good amount of time for me to get some good projects for you to see, as well as for me not to forget what I was working on since I last saw you. And thank you for all of you that have subscribed, and if you are new, welcome to the channel. I've been busy the last couple of weeks. I have 10 FFOs that I worked on. I got a lot done. I have a lot more planned to get done and everything, but have a lot of those to show you. And then I worked on some other projects as well. So let's get started. And I'm also being noticed I'm a little bit off center today. I live on the Oregon coast. Usually it's not hot, but it is really hot for us today. It is like 80. So I'm trying to go in between the sunbeams and make sure that you can still see the project. So that's why I'm a little bit off kilter today. But hopefully you can see everything. And if you can't see it, ask me some questions. I'm happy to send you some pictures as well, and answer anything that you have on that. So let's start off by showing my FFOs. I got, like I said, 10 of them. I worked on, a lot of them are pillows. There's a couple other finishes, but the first one I worked on was the Be Your Own, is it Be? I have my notes down here. Be Your Own Beautiful. And this was in the last Keeper Club box from Tiger Lily. She provided the pattern as well as the Gloriana silks and the finishing kit with the rickrack and the little pin. I think these are Jersey Girl pins, I believe. And I finished it into a cute little pillow. And this one, I left a little hole in the bottom and stitched that up because you're never going to see it when it sits like this. And I think it's adorable. I would say this is the first, you'll see I use rickrack and some other ones. This is the first time I used the Lori Holt rickrack that was provided. And I kind of like it because it's thicker. It's wider than the usual rickrack. So I think I'm going to look into ordering some more of that. I have seen it on Fat Quarter Shop, but I haven't tried it out yet. And I know they have some good red Christmas colors, so that might be in my future haul. But there's that one. The next little bunch of pillows are all from Primrose Cottage patterns, and I like Primrose Cottage. I like them a lot. So I have quite a few of their patterns as well as finished a lot of them, and I love getting their kits to finish the pillows in. So that's what a lot of these are as well. So the first one up, let me see, is Autumn Quaker. Again, I'm trying to get in between the sunbeams there. An Autumn Quaker, and I did stitch that on the called for light taupe, I believe, with the called for floss. And I got the little stitch kit. This one, I could get a little bit better at my rickracking, but I'm working on it. I'm improving. And then I made the felt little patch in the back into a little pumpkin, stitch that one up. So that's all ready for the fall season, which I'm sure all of us are ready for. Next up was St. Patrick's Day Quaker. And again, this one is on the call for fabric, which I'm pretty sure is light taupe, and it's using all the called for floss, which was color and cotton. And I got their finishing kit. So it came with the rickrack as well as the fabric on the bottom. Excuse me. Sorry. And the little wool felt that I just stitched up with some gold thread. Here, that little board's not working right. There we go. That's a cute. The next Quaker was Patriotic Quaker. And this one is a little bit smaller, but is using all the call for floss, which I'm pretty darn sure was color and cotton in this situation. And I just love it on that one. And as you can see, I got better at the rickrack, going around the corners as well as showing more of the hills on it. And this one I just tilted the fabric a little bit and stitched it up with some blue thread. So those were the Quakers, and then the last Primrose Cottage I have is the Strawberry Quilt. I got this pattern in the Sip and Stitch box in 2024, but now it's available for release. Anybody can buy it. It's this cute little strawberry. I stitched it on blush fabric. I want to say it was the Call for Count, but I'm not positive. And then a little pom-pom trim. Just some cute little green gingham in the back, and a little wool felt. And then the adorable strawberry pins. It's a cute little one. So this one's going to go out in my display for a little while longer. And you notice, so the first little batch was all with rickrack, and then this was my only one where I stitched down some pom-pom, and that one went pretty well. I got into the groove of stitching those on. The next ones, I used chenille. I put chenille around the border. So I stitched up Happy Valentine's Day. This is a free pattern by free pattern by Cherryhill Stitchery. And I just picked some of my own colors. They're all classic Colorworks, and this is not white, it's like a really light pink, and I can't remember the name of the fabric. And then I had some X's and O's cotton fabric that I just put on the back of it, and then I stitched it up, and I left a hole in the bottom and stuffed it that way. And then I just whip stitched on some Lady Dot Creates chenille. The chenille, when I whip stitch it on, I just go into my DMC stash and try to find a floss that is the same color, and you can't even see that it's stitched on. And then when I'm done, I take an unused toothbrush and I just fluff it up, and yeah, can't even tell that it's stitched on. So that one's a cute little one. And then the next two are both with the needle and thread designs from their Seasons of the Heart book. There is Autumn, which I just love this one with all the pumpkins on it. I just had a cute little brown fabric and then some Jack chenille. And then the next one was Winter House. And these were with all the Call for Floss. It's cute. And I stuffed my pillows with a combination of poly pellets as well as polyfill. Sometimes I stuff them more than others, but yeah, those are pretty much stuffed the same amount. But like the strawberry one, it's a little bit flatter, so that way you can see more of the edges on that one. Yeah, love all my cute little pillows, so I'm ready for the season. The next couple of designs I have are from Hands On Design. They a couple of different finishes. I finished This Bee's Got Knees. So this was from Lindy Stitch's Spring Mingle. The pattern was available and there was a class, and I took the class, and you stitch this piece up. It kind of looks like a X, and then you whip stitch the edges together to the bottom. My hole on the bottom was a little bit big, so I found a button in my stash and I put that on. It matched. It's cute. And then she also showed us how to make these little pins where you just stitch up one of the little designs on perforated paper, and then you have some felt on the back. Not too terrible of a fan of this. This got really messy when I did it. I'm hoping if I do it again I'll improve, but the spray adhesive was rather a mess. So, but it's cute. I like it with a little bee. It's very summery, so I'll keep that one out as well for a little bit longer. And then the last one that I fully finished, I actually did right before I filmed the Flosstube. I had some time off this afternoon. It's another hands-on design. It is Summer Folk. So, ta-da. There is Spring Folk behind there. I haven't put the magnets on the back of this one yet, so we're just going to pretend. Like I said, I just finished this like not too long before I started filling the Flosstube, and it takes a while for that glue to dry, so I wanted to show you, boop, and be able to hold it up. So yeah, this is again Summer Folk by Hands On Design. It's stitched with all the called for DMC on the called for 32 count driftwood by Fabrics by Stephanie. And then I had some gingham that matched well for my stash, and then some Lady Dots Creates rickrack. So as soon as I'm done filming, I will put those magnets on and I can display that for a little bit longer. Whew, that was all the FFOs. Phew. I did have another finish. Let's see here. And it was Hands On Design, Ladybug Picnic. This was a Nashville Nina Market release, and I just loved it. I have Botanical Bee as well, and that's in my pile of finishes that I need to FFO. And this one stitched up on the 32 count pomegranate with all the call for floss. Hold on a second. There we are. And it looks so good on the pink fabric. So this will go into my finish pile, and it is on my agenda to do some of the circular finishes. I'm gonna try my hand at that. I've never done that before, so I'm gonna try lacing some of those projects up. And yeah, I got some DMC floss to make cording for around it as well. Like in, yeah, you can see it a little bit around here, but I'm gonna put a little hanger on it as well, just in case I ever want to hang them up on something. But yeah, so that was the finish that I had, and then I had one start and 4 other pieces that I worked on the last couple weeks. So after my last Flosstube, I was really dying to start this one. I saw Handmade by Sarah W. She finished it, and then Stitchy Sarah Reed, both those Sarah, they finished it, and I was like, oh, I need to start this. And that is Rose Hill Farm Sampler by Stacy Nash. And I am currently using all the call for floss, and I am also using the call for fabric. It is very wrinkly though, so apologies for that, but I didn't realize how wrinkly it was. And yeah, getting out my yarn is it's a little bit of a hassle and takes up room, so you can see it. I wanted to make sure that I got the border all done so that it matched up, and it does. And then I started some of the leaves over here and a little bit of the bottom and the tree and a little bit up here on the top border. My plan is I want to work towards the barn that's right here in the middle and get some of that done, because there's a lot. I mean, if you see the pattern, there's a lot of filling on that, and I know me, and I am not the best at sticking to it when there's filling. So I want to get that done so I can do some filling, do some of the other little tiny motifs, fill in other motifs, and kind of go back and forth. But my border is matched up. Woohoo! Win! I think it's gonna look really cool where the piece that I chose, how it's gonna lay out, because the barn's gonna go right here, and it kind of looks like it comes out from the barn, that modeling. I think that's gonna look cool. But that's Rose Hill Farm, and this is 32 count Boomgrass by Needle Bling, I think it is. I want to say that it's a call for on that one. Then I worked on a couple of Primrose Cottage summer designs that I had in my whip pile. I worked on Berry Basket. This also came in the Sip and Stitch box along with the Strawberry Quilt, and the Sip and Stitch box was in 2024. And if you don't know Sip and Stitch box, so Primrose Cottage, 3 times a year, usually spring, no, usually summer, fall, and winter, they seem to have, is when they release them. They have a kit or a little box, a surprise box, and you get usually a drinking vessel as well as a pattern or two, the finishing pieces to finish those patterns, such as I have the fabric to finish it. You get the floss. This is all DMC, and then there's usually one or two little goodies in there. So I really like getting them. I've loved every single one I've gotten. I've gotten all of them, I think, except for the very first one because I didn't know about them at that time. But yeah, and they have one coming out in September that is fall themed, which I am highly looking forward to. So this one though is Berry Basket. I was mid-stitch last night, and here we are. I am stitching this one on 32 count Silver Moon using all the call for DMC. And this one I had a little bit done here, but I really worked on a lot of this as well as starting the bottom of the basket. So I have all the leaves over here done and all the white, and I just need to fill in those 2 red berries and then the middle parts, as well as as you can see, the flower that I'm in the middle of. And then I want to do the basket, and then this is kind of replicated on this side as well. Yeah, that one's going to be a cute little pillow. I'm going to make it into a pillow as it is on the front cover there. The other one that I got, or was working on, was Primrose Cottage's Honeybee Quilt. I love all their little honeybee pieces and want like a little display of all honeybee items. Slowly but surely working my way through them. I have one that I have in my finished pile that didn't quite make it into a pillow because I have some rickrack that's on order. I didn't have the one color I needed, as always, I didn't have. But this is Honeybee Quilt. It's all in the call for DMC, and I'm making really good progress. It's going up, it's going really quickly with the DMC because I can go one way and then back the other way. And that usually goes a little bit quicker for me than each individual stitch when I do the variegated floss. Yeah. So that one's stitching up nicely. I am stitching this on 28 count antique white. I didn't want to go white. I wanted something that was just a little bit softer. So mine are stitched on antique white. Antique white so far. The next piece I was working on is Seaside from Hello by Liz Matthews. This was in her Patreon in June of 2024. And I just absolutely fell in love with it and signed up for a Patreon and started stitching it. I found what I think is the perfect fabric for it. Unfortunately, it's by Nicholas Flamel, who is a dyer, but he's in Hungary and he stopped selling his product on Etsy, so bummer. But this was part of a beach collection. And I am working on both the top and the bottom at the same time, but this last couple of weeks I was really focused on the bottom and only worked on that. And I got a lot of this done over here on it, and then started filling in more of the sand down here. There's a lot of color changes, like the little jellyfish has 3 different colors in the body itself, as well as 3 or 4 here in the tentacles. And color changes take me a while. It's turning out great. I'm using all the call for DMC, or let me rephrase this. I'm using most of the call for DMC. The fish is 22, DMC 22 instead of the bright red that is called for. I have not filled in any of their eyes because the call for the eyes is 310, I think, and it just looks too stark of a dark for me. So I want to get them done, and then I think I might debate doing just a like a dark gray instead of the black for their eyes. But yeah, that one's stitching up nicely. Do I think I'll get it done this summer? No. But I'm enjoying working on it and I'm making progress on it. So that's a good thing and that's a win. Next up is a piece that I really wanted to work on this summer. And I think I might work on it more tonight. Or I might start some Halloween. We'll talk about that more in the plans. But I wanted to get back to American Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. And this is just so gorgeous. And I wanted to get back to work on it. So here we are. And this is stitched on, let me see my notes, 40 Count Golden Harvest by Atomic Ranch. I thought it was just the perfect color to represent a bright sunny day. So last year what I got done was this little bit here and this flower all the way up to, I think, the flower. I might have gotten those 2 leaves, but not sure. So that's all I got done last year before I put it away until I took it back out. I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but what I got done now, I worked on a couple of nights, is the leaf stems, and then I worked on the white part, the outline of this house, as well as trying to get the outline of this house and start over here on this house. So that is that. So that long blue one with the flag on top, as well as that next white one, and then the red one. The white one, I think I might have to change up the color. Because the color, it's not white, it's like a little bit of an off-white. And I don't know, there, see, right there? I actually stitched some. You can't see it. And I was trying to think of maybe if I stitched all of it, you could see it, but I think it's blending into the fabric too much. So I might have to change that one. This is using the Call for Color and Cotton and DMC. This white, you can't really see, but I'm not as worried because it's all surrounded by blue. Let's see on that one. I'm making some good progress on it. And I'm enjoying stitching it and seeing it all come together. And yeah. And that was my 2 weeks. I got a lot done and everything. There's a lot of stitching that I did. There's a couple of nights that I wasn't stitching as much. Just because of life and so forth. Work got a little bit hectic there for a little bit. And it's gonna get hectic coming up as well, so I might not get quite as much done. Here, I can move back over to here. In between the sunbeams. Let's see what else. I did do some knitting as well though, so that took up a little bit of time. It was a little bit easier to do the knitting than it was to pick up the cross stitching a couple of nights. So, but there's that. Let's see what's next on my agenda. Okay, so I have a little bit of haul and I was going to talk to you about some plans, but what I also wanted to talk to you about was that since it is 1 year since I've been doing this, which is, like I said, crazy. I can't believe that I've been doing this for 1 year. This is my 18th episode. For a couple of months there, I went once a month, tried to see if that would be a manageable thing, work better for me versus every 2 weeks. And I do like the 2 weeks for the most part. There might be hit and miss that I might miss a 2 weeks, depending on how life turns out. It happens to all of us. But I wanted to thank everybody that has been watching and liking my videos and subscribing, leaving me comments about what you're stitching, that same things I am, questions you're asking, and I hope I'm giving you some useful information, as well as I like communicating with everybody else in the stitchy community, and I like sharing ideas, and I learn from those that I watch, and I get ideas of how to do things and what I want to stitch and work on, and I like sharing that information with others as well. So thank you. And as as a thank you, I thought I'd do a couple of giveaways. So I have a pattern that I gave away a couple videos ago, but nobody, the person that won did not claim it. So I'm going to put that back in the pile. And then I had a couple seasonal things that I've stitched that now that I've stitched, I'd share them with you. So one moment. All right, so the piece that I have, and again, the usual, as in everybody, any giveaway, please don't say the word giveaway or win or anything like that to, you know, avoid the scammers, because I get the scammers, lots of them on Instagram that you have to unblock and such. But thank God, knock on wood, not any on the YouTube channel yet. But make sure that you are 18, because I have to ask for your address, you live in the United States, and that you comment by September 4th. That is roughly about 2 weeks from now. I usually post mine on Friday evening, my videos on Friday evenings, and if all goes well, my next video should be September 5th. So if you post by September 4th, and then I can pick winners. So just say the keyword for the item if you'd like to win. So the first step is Be Brave. This is by Antique Needleworkers. If you watched my StitchCon recap, you'll know that I won a fabulous package in the auction with tons of antique patterns from Antique Needleworkers. I have not yet stitched this one. I want to. I got this floss and everything. There's too many good whips in my piles right now. But this one would be a cute little pillow. And perfect for the 250th anniversary of our nation next year. So a lot of people are stitching Patriotic throughout the year, and I do plan to stitch Patriotic throughout as well. There's a few pieces that I have that I want to finish. So if you would like to win this, the keyword is brave. The next one I stitched up last fall, and I stitched up Autumn Leaf. And this is by Textile Crafts. And I grabbed my piece in case you wanted to see it. And I stitched this on, I didn't write, here it is. It is on Arbrielle, 32 count Arbrielle by Cedar River Linens. It's a gorgeous green fabric. I absolutely love this green fabric. And I used Pirate Robin variegated floss in Autumn. I think it's Autumn that is. But I stitched it up in that floss, and the called for is DMC Color Variations Terracotta. So she stitched it in a variegated as well. And I want to make that into, I want to frame this one, I think. There's places where I picked and choose the portions of the variegated floss to be, and I tried to like spread out the color a bit. Yeah. Loved how that one stitched up, and I absolutely love this fabric on it. I'll show you something else on the other side of that when I talked about plans. But if you would like Autumn Leaf, the keyword is leaf. And then the other last one that I wanted to give away that I also have stitched up that I don't plan to restitch. And for a hot second, I thought I lost it, but thankfully I remembered where I had it. It is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. There's a lot of people that are stitching this one up, and I stitched mine on 40 count dark cobblestone, and I used Pirate Robin floss. I was on a Pirate Robin floss kick last fall, but I did my own color conversion to Pirate Robin. She now has this. She asked me if she could use the conversion that I did, and she now has a floss pack on her Etsy shop. That's Pirate Robin Designs. And I got the gumption, and I stitched this all up the whole thing last season. I think it only took me like a month and a half. I was really focused on this one. I do want to frame it. but I just haven't found the right frame for it yet. So I would like, if you would like to stitch that one as well, I have Away We Ride by Blackbird Design. And if you would like this one, the keyword is ride. And if you would like, I noticed, oh, here we go. Shoot. I have my color conversion in there too. So if you would like the color conversion, let me know and I will keep that sticky note in there as well for you. But or the Call for a Floss, the Gentle Arts is great too. Ugh, it's a good piece, but it's a big piece that I don't have any inkling to want to stitch that one again on that one. So yeah, so again, make sure that you comment in the down below with the keyword by September 4th. So good luck to those that comment, and comment to me anyways about what you're stitching on, if you're stitching anything in similar, what your plans are, any great ideas. I'm getting into the whole fall crafty mood. There's like so many fall crafts that I keep on getting on my Instagram feed and everything that I want to do, like the landscape that you paint and then you put ghosts and Halloween things in it. I was thinking about doing that, as well as somebody posted they took branches and put them in their doorway and hung bats on them for an entryway. Like, that would be cool. It's just, there's too many good things. And then next goes into Christmas and all the good things I want to stitch there. So I am trying though to focus, finish a couple more things, as well as FFO some things. I did get some haul, and a lot of it was with intent to FFO a couple other projects. But I wanted to show you a few things that I got in my haul. I do about every once a month, I go to Portland and do my little rounds of like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Acorns and Threads, Target, any other little places I have to go to. And I went to Michael's, and one of the things that I got there were these pieces that were in their make market, and they have them on sale. I can't remember if it was like 40% off the piece or not. And they have different things, but this was a variety pack, and there was this witch hat, and they're wood, and they're about an inch thick, and then a tombstone and a bat. And I thought these would be really cute to just paint them up simply, and then you can use them and stick them in my displays and such. I mean, this one I could just paint it up gray and I can freehand RIP on it. So I thought those would be really cute to use in a display, or heck, until they're painted, I could just put them in there as this too. So there's that. They do have different things. They have like you get a 3-pack of the bats, I think it was. There might have been some pumpkins in there as well, but that one I thought was a good mix of things that I would use. Then I went to Hobby Lobby and I got a couple of things, but what I mainly got is I had major FOMO last year because I couldn't find them, and everybody had floss drops out of these cute little Santas. But I got myself 2 packs of these Santas to make into floss drops. So I'm not going to run out for that. And then I also happened to see these little snowflake charms, and I thought those might be cute on a pillow. Like, stick a little bulb pin in there to like put into the pillow, or maybe even just tie it on with the ribbon, use it as a little charm on your bow. So I thought those would be cute. And then I went to Acorns and Threads, and I got a few more things for finishing on that one. I got some Lady Dot Creates rickrack, vintage, as well as Bird's Nest. And now that I'm looking at vintage, I'm like, I think I have vintage. No. Do I? I can't remember. I could have sworn I had Bird's Nest as well, but can I find it anywhere? No. As soon as I go to put this one away, I'll find it though. That's how that works. But you can never have enough. I also found this kit. It was in a weird little area there, and I was really looking for this vintage pom-pom because I do have a bunny pillow that I want to finish. I wanted vintage pom-pom for it, and so I found it, and it was cute. This is actually for a Brenda Gervais piece. I later found out you take the little candlestick and then you take the little box and you put the lid and mix it into on top of the candlestick, so it's like a cake stand, and then finish it as a drum. But I'm going to just use the separate pieces in different finishings. This one, she uses this little piece a lot to finish, to put drums on, and I know I have a girl in her garden that is partly done and it's finished with that. So yeah, and I can always use brown paper mache as soon as I learn how to finish things in a round. What else did I pick up? A few other things. It kind of morphs into plans. I got Wee Santa 2022. Today is the first day of the Needlework Marketplace, and she released her Santa 2025 that has some cute little geese on it. It's cute, but it's not me. So I decided I'm going to get Wee Santa 2022 and stitch him up this season. Oh, I forgot. This is also finishing. This little hoop I got for the Brenda Gervais Holiday Hoopla. Well, we're going to see if it's going to fit. I don't know. This one might be a little bit too small. Let's see here. But I also got some fabric. I got, in preparation for spooky season and Halloween stitching, I got some gray fabric. This is, which one is this called? This is 40 count gray spinel by Fiber on a Whim. So there's some of that. And that sun is going to start coming in really hard here soon. So I'm going to go through the rest of this hopefully quickly. I also got some 46 count Albarium by Cedar Ribbon. I think that's how you say that. It's just a nice kind of mottled white. And I'm hoping you can see that. And there's not too much of a glare. And then the last piece I got was Overcast by Cedar River Linen. They had a good chunk of Cedar River Linen in there, so I took advantage of it. And the Overcast was a really good color that I thought would go well with the classic Colorworks Belle Soie Creme de Menthe. Because what I want to work on for the holiday season is Dasher and Dancer, and I want to do it in green. So I think I'm going to do Dasher and Dancer with that. What do you guys think? I think it'll look good. There's that. And then I got some floss that I need for some projects I had carried up, including, and then this one, Weeks Dye Works Apple Pucker. I thought was a really good green for some Halloween stitches. I like, green's my favorite color, so I was thinking of adding some green into some pieces to swap out the purple. So we'll see. All right, and that's it. Then I got some plans to hopefully finish up a couple more little summer projects, as well as do a couple more FFOs. Like I said, I have a Lady Dot Creates order placed that is on its way to me. So that's a couple more trims for some pillows, as well as I want to try my hand at some of the circular finishes. So we'll see how life turns out in the next couple of weeks. And then I'm really starting to feel the urge to stitch all the Halloween things. I have a lot of things in my stash that for Halloween, as well as some things that are in my whip pile that are like this close to being done. There's some Halloween items that are in my stash that are in the Needlework Market releases right now. One of them being Liz Matthews has this cute little ghost pattern. I think it's called Ghosting to Town, and I wanted to stitch it on this. That's on the other side of the leaf. Wanted to stitch it on this piece. I think it'll look really cute with the ghosts in black and then the blue orange. I'm not going to stitch the side houses and such, but yeah, make that into a cute little pillow. And yeah, there's a couple of other things. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I hope all of you are having a wonderful stitching time. Thank you for watching, and if you liked what you saw, please like and subscribe and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you're working on, or if you have any great ideas of things that like I gotta check out to stitch as well, because I love adding to my stash. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye.